Flooding has been a huge story over the weekend. Places like Louisville, Kentucky getting socked. You know, we've seen about 3-4 inches of rain for a lot of western and northern Kentucky the last few days, and we're set to see an additional 1 to 2 inches through tonight. But we've also got spots that are not only dealing with copious amounts of rain, but severe weather. The threats of tornadoes, hail, and also damaging winds. Very important to note for these locations shaded in the red, which will include western Kentucky, much of Tennessee, Alabama, as well included as we go through the overnight. So I want you to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center's convective outlook. The area that's highlighted in the orange is the enhanced risk. That's where we have the higher tornado threats. So as we go from Saturday night into Sunday, this risk will die off. But for the moment, we still have 3, 4, and 5 Torcon values, which means we have 30, 40, and 50% chances of seeing a tornado develop within a 50-mile radius. And again, also wanting to emphasize that we could certainly see some significant wind damage as these storms pull through. So looking at the timing on this going into Saturday night, again, we'll pause it so you can see what's happening in places like western and northern Kentucky, western sections of Tennessee. You see the storms pulling eastward as we get past midnight over into the state of Alabama and eventually pulling through Georgia by early on Sunday. Severe weather threat not as large on Sunday, but also not completely null and void. So isolated chances are there, but we're certainly going to see a lot of rain on top of already saturated ground across sections of the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, so flooding remains an issue.
Flooding has been a big problem in some areas, including Louisville, Kentucky, and it's an ongoing issue we'll be following this weekend, and that includes an ongoing problem when we also have the potential for severe weather. So we are looking at these areas where we are watching for the threat of severe storms located in those same spots where we've got flood watches and warnings that are up. So what do you do if you're in an area where you have both a tornado warning and a flood warning at the same time? You know, with tornado warnings, you want to go down. Flood warnings, you want to go up. So what do you do if you're, say, in Town B? Well, this is when you basically need to use your common sense. You need to evaluate the situation. Which one appears to be the biggest threat to you at the time? Clearly, it's not an ideal situation. If you have a basement and it's dry, go down in the basement. But what if that basement is flooded? Then what you want to do is you want to go to the lowest level in the building where you have dry conditions, and you want to be in the interior of that building away from windows. It's one of those situations where the best thing to do is think about it in advance. Think about various scenarios, and then if you're ever in this situation, hopefully all will go well.